Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to study again graphs of some other functions. Graph of rational function. Suppose there is a function h of x, which is the quotient of two other functions, say f of x by g of x, where g of x is not equal to 0. If such a function is given to us, then what can be the shape of the graph? Let us study that. Say one function I am taking here, f of x is equal to 1 by x. It is a rational function. A function of this kind is called rational function. Now, for this x, this is y, that means y equal to f of x equal to 1 by x. For this x, suppose we consider these numbers minus 2, minus 1.5, minus 1, minus 0.5, then 0.25, then 0.5, then 1, 1.5, then 2, and so on. Slowly we are trying to increase the values of x here. Now minus 1, minus 2 if you put here, what you will get? 1 by minus 2, that means 0. Minus 0.5. If you take here minus 1.5, it will be, that is minus 1.5. Then if you take here like this 1.5, that will be minus. So minus, it will be 10 by 15. After cancellation, 5 3 ja, 5 2 ja. You will get what? 2 by 3 means 0. Minus 0.66 and so on. So minus 0.66. If you take minus 1, it will be minus 1. If you take here minus 1, it will be minus 1. If you take minus 0.5, it will be minus 2. Because minus 0.5 you see 1 by 0.5. Then it will be minus 10 by 5, which is equal to 2, minus 2. So if we take here 0.5, then it will be minus 2. If we take 0.25, then it will be 100 by, that is 25 equal to 4. If we take 0.5, then it will be again 2. If we take 1, it will be 1. If we take 1.5, then again it will be 0.66 and so on. If we take 2, it will be 0.5. So you see, students, the values of y, as we are increasing the values of x, the values of y is here decreasing, see. Got the idea? So here this function is not defined as 0, so 0 cannot be taken here. We can't take x equal to 0, but at 0 there is no value. So means it is not defined, sorry. As we are decreasing this, we are increasing these values, the y values are decreasing. But again, when it is increased, then again it is decreasing only. So then this is a function like that only. When you increase the values of x, the y values all the time goes on decreasing. Clear? So let us plot them. Suppose it is minus 2. Suppose here it is 1, say it is minus 2. Then here it is, suppose 1 and 1.5 will be here in the middle. Minus 1 is here. Then 0.5 will be in the middle. Then 0.25, again it will be in the middle of it. 0.25 it will be in the positive side, not here because 0.5 is here. So it will be 1. Then 0.25 will be 1/4 of this, no? Then 0.5 will be in the middle of it. 1 is here. 1.5, if it is 2, it is 1.5 is here. Then 2 is here. So you just plot them now. Against minus 2, you have to show minus 0.5. Minus 2, suppose here this is 1, minus 1, this is minus 2. Then it is minus 0.5. If here it is 1, suppose, then against minus 2, it will be 0.5. That is half of 1, that means it will be in the middle of it. So here will be, this is supposed to minus 2, this is minus 1. So it will be here. Then when it is minus 1.5 here, then it is 0.66. Then it will go down, because 0.66. Again when it is minus 1, it's exactly minus 1, then it will be minus 1 only. It will be here. This value will be here, sorry. Okay. Again, when it is minus 0.5, then the value of this one will be 2. It will be somewhere here. It is here. Got the idea? When it is 0.25 here, the value of y is 4. That is, if it is 2 here, say it is 2, 4 is here, this is 4. So this will be here. As it is 0.5 here, then it is 2. As it is 1, then it will be 1 here. When it is 1.5, it will be here. Then it is 0.66. It will be little above 0.5. As is 2, then it is 0.5 here. So you see, this part of the graph is going closer to the x-axis this way, and this is going closer to the y-axis, but it will never meet y-axis. Again, here also the same shape it is taking. As it is going left side, it is getting closer to the x-axis, and as it is going towards right side, it is getting closer to the y-axis. It is getting closer to the y-axis. So this will be the shape of the graph for y equal to, so it will be in the first quadrant and in the third quadrant. This is y equal to 1 by x. This is also y equal to 1 by x. This is the graph of y equal to 1 by x. Please remember this graph in first quadrant and in the third quadrant. Okay students, this is graph of rational function. This is fourth type from yesterday that we are learning. That is, already 3 graphs are over. This is the fourth one, graph of rational function. That is modulus function. Means if there is a function from R to R, and it is given this way, that is f of x is equal to modulus of x. So it means what actually? It will be equal to modulus of x is actually what? See, modulus of, in small classes you used to write modulus of minus 6. What you used to write? Plus 6. Modulus of plus 6 also equal to plus 6. But how it becomes positive? Modulus means the distance on the number line of a point. So this is suppose number line, and here is 0 and here is minus 6. So when we say modulus of minus 6, distance of this point from 0, we want to say that, then that distance is 6 positive. If 6 is here, what is the modulus of 6? That means distance of this 6 from 0, that is 6 unit. So modulus means distance, but every time you have to get a positive distance. Now distance is never measured in negative. So that means when the number is negative, then also you have to make it positive. But how we have made it positive? So mathematical writing is like this actually. To get this positive answer, you need to create like this. If the inside number is negative, you need to give a minus sign to write it as a positive. Minus, then minus the inside number, means minus of the inside number. That way it will become positive. If it is positive, no need of that minus sign, extra minus sign. So now you think here, I wrote modulus of x. That means it will tell me about two values. One is minus of the x inside whatever is there. X means one negative maybe. If it is negative, if x is less than 0, then it will be minus x. Means this whole modulus value will become minus of the x if the x represents a number less than 0. If the x represents a number greater than 0, it will be directly x. Like 6 is greater than 0. So it will, modulus of 6 is 6. But minus 6 is less than 0. That's why its modulus is minus 6. That's why it is now plus 6. So to get like this as a positive, you need to think that there must be one more minus sign here. It's minus, then this number. Now this number is representing one negative number. So then if it is x is greater than 0. And it will be exactly 0 only if x is equal to 0. Means modulus of 0 is 0 only. So no minus sign is required, or no, nothing is required. So that is about modulus function. So once again I am repeating this thing in that page. So here you see the domain is real number, the codomain also is real number. From real number to real number we are talking about. Let us think of some integers here. Integral will say minus 1, or say minus 5 suppose I take. Then modulus of minus 5, this is minus 5, because it will be minus of that number whatever you take here, that will be plus 5. If I take minus 4, modulus of minus 4 will be plus 4. Modulus of minus 3 will be plus 3. Modulus of minus 2 will be plus 2. If it is 1, it will be 1. Sorry, minus 1. 1. If it is 0, then it will be 0. If I take here 1, means positive number. For positive number, that number itself, no, x is greater than 0 means 1 is greater than 0. So it will be 1. 2 is greater than 0. Then it will be 2 only. But only when you have to remember that if it is negative, you have to write it as positive. Means minus of minus. That will be positive. So then if we take here 3, it will be 3 only. If we take here 4, modulus of 4 is 4 only. So this is a list of points, okay, we have taken. Now let us plot this in the graph paper. So here, suppose it is 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 on the x-axis. So this is the x-axis. Minus 1, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4 on the y-axis. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and so on. 1, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and so on. So see here, if I take 0, it will be here only. If I take 1, it will be 1. If I take 2, it will be 2. If I take 3, it will be 3. If I take 4, it will be 4. If I take here minus 1, it will be plus 1. If I take minus 2, it will be plus 2. If I take minus 3, it will be plus 3. If I take minus 4, here it will be plus 4. Okay. So students, if you join these points, how will be the graph? You see, in the second quadrant it will go this way, and in the first quadrant it will go this way. So like a V-shaped graph. This is the graph of y equal to modulus of x, a function from real to real. Okay, so it is a real function. For this real function, the graph is a V-shaped graph. That is the graph of modulus function. Another function, that is signum function. Signum function is what? If there is a function f from R to R, which is given by f of x is equal to, defined as, say, modulus of x by x. Okay, modulus of x by x, or it is 0 if x is 0. Modulus of x is x by x if x is not equal to 0. If x is not equal to 0, it is modulus of x by x. Okay, and if it is x is equal to 0, then it is equal to 0. Let me explain this part. Modulus of x by x. As you know, this f of x is given as modulus of x by x. As you know, this modulus of x means minus x if x is less than 0. Modulus of x will be minus of this one, no, what I'm saying, modulus of x will give us x, but if x is less than 0, it will be minus x. So what I'm saying, that if x is less than 0, this modulus of x is going to give us minus x, and it will be x only, whatever x. So then it will give us what? X cancel, then it will be minus 1. Are you following what I am saying? Once again I am writing f of x equal to modulus of x by x. It tells us that modulus of x means actually what we understand. If the x is negative number, x is less than 0, then to make it positive, what we put? One minus sign in front of the x. Then the x will be as it is, this x. So from modulus of x, to get positive result, we have to put a minus sign in front of the x. Then it will become positive. Then this x will remain as it is. So that is if x is less than 0. So this will give us what? 1. That means minus 1. Or modulus of x also represents f of x is equal to modulus of x also represent x if x is greater than 0. So modulus of x can give us x. So divided by x if x is greater than 0. So this x by x will give us what? It will give us 1. Are you understanding? Which one example just I am explaining to you. Suppose x is taking minus 2. X is taking minus 2. And f of x we are calculating. F of x formula what is given? That is signum this is called signum function. Modulus of x divided by x. This way it is given. So modulus of x, modulus of this x is negative number. So when you will find out this negative numbers modulus, you have to put a minus sign in front of the x or not, so that it becomes positive, divided by x. So now you see minus x is what? Minus 2. I will write here minus 2 because the formula says modulus of x means minus x if x is a negative number. So then divided by x is what? Negative number, minus 2. So this minus it will become plus, divided by minus 2. The result is what? Minus 1. The result is minus 1. Think another number, say x is equal to plus 2. It is a positive number. So for positive number f of x we are finding. Then modulus of x by x. It will give us like this. Modulus of x. X is a positive number. So no need of putting minus sign. Directly it will be x only. Because modulus of x will become minus x if x inside number is negative number. Got the idea? So then it will be positive only. So divided by x. X is greater than 0. So then you see here it will be 2 divided by 2. It will be equal to 1. Modulus will give you positive, means x only. Modulus will give you minus of x if it is the x inside that x represents a negative number. So what did you understand? That means this whole thing gives us, that means we can say that this function f of x is giving us 3 values. One is it will be minus 1, or it will be plus 1, or it will be 0. When it will be minus 1? If x is less than 0. When it will be plus 1? If x is a number greater than 0. And when it will be 0? If x is exactly equal to 0. So this is the signum function. So then now it draw its graph. So dear students, let us draw its graph. X-axis, y-axis, yeah, and it is origin. Now if it is what it says, that if x is less than 0, then all the time minus 1. X less than 0, any number which are less than 0, just you consider, say minus 3 less than 0, so it will be minus 1. Minus 2 less than 0, then also it is minus 1. So if I take minus 1 less than 0, then it will be minus 1. Then if I take 0, it will be what it says, x equal to when it is 0. So that way we have taken the values of x as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. If we take 0, because it is said that if x is 0, then y also will be 0. And if it is x is greater than 0, y will be all the time 1. So greater than 0 all these numbers, so that's why the y is 1. So and when it is x is less than 0, then y is always minus 1. So by plotting all these points here, you just see at 0 it will be 0 only, here itself at 0 it will not go upward or downward, but after 0 for all these points it will be showing 1, y value will be 1. So therefore the graph in the right hand side of 0, it will be just like this, parallel to x-axis, but at 0 it is not 1, it is 0 only. So here a small hole you have to make. Next, at 0, again below 0 there is no value here, because that's why you have to make a small hole at 0, 0 only. But below 0 for all these points it is minus 1, that's why the graph is this one. Okay students, so this is the graph of signum function. Students, this is the graph of signum function, please keep in mind. Dear students, another function, that is f from real number to real number. Domain is real, codomain also is real, and if it is defined like this: f of x equal to box of x. The meaning of this is, this box of x is read as greatest integer function. Okay, greatest integer function. So you see, what is the meaning of it? See, suppose this is the real number line. So any value you take from here, okay, any value you take from here, minus, say, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, and minus 3 is here. Okay, any value we pick up from here, if we put inside the box, what will be the output? Means y will be equal to f of x is equal to greatest integer of x. It means, suppose I take here minus 1, then it will give me like this: f of minus 1. That means the box of minus 1, greatest integer of minus 1. Now students, before this minus 1, there are so many integers, yes or no? So all these integers, that means here minus 4 also is there, minus 4, minus 5, and so on. Among these all integers, minus 4 is greater than minus 5, minus 3 is greater than minus 4, minus 2 is greater than minus 3, minus 1 is greater than minus 2, so minus 2 is greater than minus 3. So all these, among these integers, now all these integers before minus 1 is the greatest. So then this box of minus 1 will give us minus 1 only. That is the greatest integer. Before this all integers, then minus 1 is the greatest. Yes, greater than this is there, but we are talking about greatest integer of minus 1. Means before minus 1, or among all the integers, which is the greatest? That is the meaning of greatest integer function. Suppose I have got here, suppose I take, suppose f of 0, then y will be equal to f of 0 for f of 0, box of 0. That means you have to say which is the greatest integer among all the integers before 0. Means up to 0, which is the greatest integer? Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and 0. Among these, which is the greatest integer? 0 is the greatest integer. Then if it is non-integer number, suppose I take y equal to, suppose I want to calculate for say 0.5, suppose simply 0.5. 0.5 lies where? Here, between 0 and 1. This is 0.5. Now before this 0.5, among these all integers that are here before 0.5, which are the integers? 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. Among these, which is the greatest integer? Just you think and tell me. Means before 0.5. 0.5 is not an integer. 0.5 is a fraction, decimal number. So before this 0.5, which is the greatest integer? Before this 0.5, the greatest integer is 0. So you have to write here 0. Means 0, box of 0.5 will give us 0. Got the idea? That means you have to look towards the left hand side of the number. If it is integer, no problem, that integer itself will come out. But if it is non-integer numbers, like say 0.5, suppose I write like this: y equal to f of say 2.3. So box of 2.3 for this, box of 2.3 for this, what is the greatest integer? For this box of 2.3, 2.3 means what? The number which lies between 2 and 3. Between 2 and 3, which are the numbers that are lying? There is, what I am saying, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, all these are lying here only. So this is 2.3, suppose. 2.3. Now when we say box of 2.3, that is before 2.3, among all these integers, which is the greatest one? Means 1 cannot be greatest. Greater than 1 is 2. 0 cannot be greater, because 0 greater than 0 is 1. Greater than 1 is 2. But greater than 2 is 3 is there. But 3 we are not talking about, because our point is what? 2.3. And just before 2.3, what is the greatest integer? 2. So we will have to write here 2. The outcome is 2. So the greatest integer before 2.3 is 2. Suppose one more number, suppose y equal to f of, say I write here, say minus 5 point, or say 4.5. Then before minus 4.5, so greatest integer of minus 4.5 means 4.5 is here somewhere. This is suppose minus 5, 4.5 is here. So before 4.5, minus 4.5, the greatest integer is 5. Sorry, minus 5. So we have to write here minus 5. The greatest integer is minus 5. Before minus 4.5, minus 4.5 is non-integral number, but before this the greatest integer is minus 5. So students, is it clear what is the meaning of greatest integer? Because when we say greatest integer, we understand just before that particular number the great integer. So when it is just integer only, suppose I write y equal to f of minus 4, then for this box of minus 4, box of minus 4 is means before minus 4 itself is integer. Before minus 4 all integers are there, but they are not greater than minus 4. So among all these integers, minus 4 is the greatest. So that is the greatest integer function. Then how will be the graph of this greatest integer function? Let us look at that part. So students, let us make the table of values for this y equal to greatest integer function. That is y equal to f of x and f of x equal to box of x, no, greatest integer of x. So suppose I take here say 0.1. Suppose I take 0.1. So 0.1, before 0.1, 0.1 will be here somewhere. For before 0.1, what is the integer? 0. So it will be 0, because 0.1 is a fractional number, decimal number. So before this the greatest integer is 0. 0.2 if I say, then it will be also again it will be 0. 0.3 if I say, that will be also again 0 only, because up to 0.9999, no, not 1. When it is 1, it will be 1. So up to 0.8, 0.9, for all this the greatest integer is 0 only. 0.99 also if you say, it will be 0. But when you say 1, as soon as you say 1, then greatest integer of 1. Before 1, so many integers are there, but among this 1 is the greatest, so 1 will be 1. But when you again start 1 point, say 1.1, 1.2, say suppose 1.2. For this 1.2, the greatest integer will be 1 only, because just you think before 1.2 is somewhere here. So before 1.2, what is the greatest integer? 1. So the y value will be 1. If it is 1.4 or 1.5, then also it will be 1. Up to 1.999, like that, 99, then also it will be 1 only. Greatest integer will be 1. Then after 2, when it will be 2, just you think, when it will be 2, it will be 2 only. When it will be 2.1, then it will be again 2. That way it will go. Let's see then the graph between this 0 and 1. So before 1, there will be before 1, for all those values of x up to 0.99, the greatest integer is 0 only. So y value is 0. So y value is 0 means up to here only it will be. But at 1 there will be no value here, because at 1 there will be value, but it will be 1 only. So it will be here. At 1 it will be 1. Now at 1.2 it will be again 1 here. At 1.5 also it will be here 1. At 1.99 also it will be 1. But at 2 it will be 2 only. It will not be 1. So that means it will be, the graph will be like this, but at 2 you have to make a small hole like this. So starting from 2 to 2.999, that will be like this. The graph will go this way, and at 3 it will be a hole, because at 3 it will be not 2, it will be 3. At 3 it will go to 3. At 3.99 it will be again 3 only, up to 3.99. So it will go this way. At 4 it will be a small hole here. So then after 4, then it will be again, means at 4 it will be a 4. At 4 up to 4.99 it will be 4 only. So but at 5 it will be a small hole, because it will become 5 that time. So the graph will be just like this. So then below 0 is as you think about. If it is suppose minus 0.5, minus 0.5, before this minus 0.5, what is the greatest integer? 1. So for minus 0.5, the greatest integer is minus 1. So it will be minus 1. For all this, for 0 also it will be minus 1 only. For 0 it is 0, but for 0. Say minus 0.999, then also it will be minus 1 only. So between this 0 and minus 1, the graph will be here. But at minus 1, it will be minus 1. No? At minus 1, what it will be? Minus 1. But when it will be 0. Say 5, minus 0.5, then before that what it will be? Before minus 0.5, the greatest integer will be minus 1.